Good evening and welcome to another edition of the HGP Sport for today, Monday, April 8, 2019. I am Stanford Howard. Thanks for joining us. Making the cast this evening, the Guyana Hockey Board puck off their Outdoor Development League in the Bounty Quicker Picker Upper 2nd Division Hockey League at the weekend at Saints Ground. The details in this report. On Sunday in the men's 2nd Division, YMCA of Aces battled with SHC Savages. It was easy pickings for Savages, with the only goal in that game when it came off the stick of the skipper, Chester Hilton, on the stroke of half-time from a midfield shot that he converted. The second half saw some great talent from both sides, but good defense from Savages held off all Fort's Aces for the win, 1-0. The second match were played simultaneously when GCC Sequels clashed with Bounty GCC. Sequels was the first to get on the score sheet in the 6th minute from Alan Fernandes, with a cross shot from the sidelines that beat the goalkeeper as they ended the first half with the lead. In the second half, Philip Fernandes snuck one through the defense to double the lead as the defense held off numerous attempts to secure a 2-0 win. Other results of the day were GCC Pitbulls defeating Samurai 2-1, SHC Storm toppled Old Forts Generals 3-1, GCC Spice lost to Saints 2-1, and Bingo Spartans and YMCA Old Forts Bella drew 0-0. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. Let's turn our attention to football news. Lodge and Wisma Christiansburg marched into the 7th annual Milo Under-18 Schools Football Tournament Finals at the Ministry of Education ground, Carifesta Avenue, at the weekend. Hear more in this report. The Under-18 Schools football action continued this weekend in the semi-final round, with 4 out of the 32 teams fighting for a spot in the finals. In the first semi-final game, patrons were able to witness powerhouses East Coast boys battling Mining Town boys Wisma Christiansburg. With 7 minutes into the game, skipper Andre Mayers registered one off a free kick to put his side in control, which led throughout the first half. When the second half resumed, and they had many attempts at goals, but none of the shots were converted, as Christiansburg held off all attacks to safely get into the finals with a 1-0 win. Speaking to reporters after the win, skipper Andre Myers had this to say about his team's performance and what can be expected from the team as they await the opponents in the finals.
Well, basically we wasn't on top form, but we did well.
But what do you think made the difference and carry you guys right on to the end?
Defensive work. Only watch for ourselves for this next game and see how the teams are playing and train hard.
2014 champions Lot Secondary dispatched President's College in the second semi-finals with a 7-0 win in a schoolboys whipping. The goal started in the 27th minute with Rashid Roberts, while Darwin George added a double in the 37th and 76th minute. Thurston Gordon in the 44th minute, Nicholas Trotman in the 70th minute, Leroy Seeley in the 84th minute, and Marcus Banfield in the 90th minute to be one step closer to copping a second title. Here are some highlights of that match.
Global witness, and then people from and then people from Iman.
Goal number 4. Grand final. Goal number 4.
The finals will be held on Sunday, the 14th of April, at the Ministry of Education ground, Carifesta Avenue. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. Still in football news, teams have already booked their ticket to the main draw in the Guinness Greatest of the Street East Coast edition, following playoff wins at the weekend. Samuel Gillis reports.
Victoria, BVB, Pleasance Bay and Guyana Water Incorporated were amongst those teams to secure their spot in the Guinness Greatness of the Streets East Coast Zone competition, witnessed by a sizable crowd at the Azenton Market Tarmac. Newcomer Victoria secured 2 hard-fought victories. The youthful Victoria unit defeated the experienced Loss 2-0 on penalty kicks after regulation time ended scoreless. In their second matchup, Victoria needled Paradise B 1-0, while GWI proved too good for Nabacalis, nailing a 5-0 scorecard. Following the conclusion of the playoff round, some of the teams that will contest this 3-day tournament are defending champion Uprising, Paradise A, BVA, Melanie B, Buxton, Diamond, and Victoria Churchyard. The championship would officially commence on Friday, April the 12th at the same venue, with the final 2 nights slated for April 13th and the 22nd, respectively. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
CWI is set to axe West Indies coach Richard Prebus and will be revamping the selection policy all before the World Cup. Jaden Samuels reports.
It is now gone viral that Cricket West Indies will be removing current head coach Richard Prebus ahead of May's 2019 ICC Cricket World Cup. According to ESPN, President Ricky Skerritt, the axe will fall on Prebus just 3 months after overseeing a Test Series victory against England. Prebus' contract was due to last until the end of India's visit to the Caribbean in July in the wake of the World Cup, but the report indicates Skerritt will host a board meeting next week in order to review the current coaching structure. In the meantime, the board will also be revamping its selection policy in an effort to rid the process of politics or petty emotional situations in a move geared toward having the best squad selected for the upcoming World Cup. Skerritt mentioned that selection policy had come under heavy scrutiny ever since he and Vice President Dr. Kishore Shallow assumed the reins of the regional governing body 2 weeks ago, and it is now hoped that the changes would result in a broadening of the selection pool. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Thank you, Jaden. That concludes our cast for today. I am Stanford Howard, but do remember, there are more important things in life than winning or losing a game. Stay safe. Back to you, Handel.